The Secret Service is facing mounting questions tonight over ending its investigation into how a bag of cocaine got into the White House. The Secret Service found the cocaine earlier this month in a cubby near the ground floor entrance to the West Wing. Last week, the agency closed its probe without naming a suspect. It announced that forensics testing on the bag came up empty. No fingerprints or DNA were found. A list of potential suspects included more than 500 people, and surveillance footage didn't help agents pin down any leads either. A spokesman for the agency said interviewing all suspects would strain resources. Joining us now for more perspective on all this is former Secret Service agent Evy Poumpouras. Evy, thanks so much for being here. There are unconfirmed reports that, in fact, fingerprints were found on the baggie of cocaine. And this week, President Trump said in a town hall that he said the Secret Service does know who brought the cocaine into the White House. Is it possible that all this could be true, what they're saying?
So the Secret Service does not know. There was not enough DNA or fingerprint to come up with a match. So
you know this because you've spoken to
my
your
sources.
Former,
Let's just say my sources.
Okay.
So I do know this to be true. They did send this. They did a very thorough analysis. They tried to find, so that's what they were looking for, that hard evidence that could give them the potential leads. Now, going back to interviewing, there were some questions, right? Could you interview the people? So it's actually closer to 600 people who were entering that area. So
and are we talking employees, or are we talking visitors, guests? Who?
Both. So here's kind of the conundrum. You've got an entrance here on West Exec. You've got staff that comes in from that entrance, but you also have tours and the guests that come in with these tours. So you're looking at a lot of people over that weekend because that's when nobody was in the office, the president and the first family, and so they were away. And so often what they do is they do these West Wing tours where staff will bring friends of family. So here's where the issue comes in. Who is it? Now, if it's staff, could you lift prints? Is staff printed? Yes. Now, if you're going to do interviews, though, and this is where the Secret Service is kind of coming back saying, how do you want us to do these interviews? Let's say you can get staff to say, yes, we'll do an interview. Regardless, people have to consent. Anybody can turn around, regardless of who they are, and say no. But
even staff?
Yes, it's your Fifth Amendment right. And even if you had somebody in custody or a suspect, again, they could also turn around and say no. Then you have all the other people, grandma or grandpa who came from Idaho or somewhere. How are you going to track them down to do those interviews?
Are there surveillance cameras around that entrance? I mean, this is the White House, for heaven's sake. The Situation Room is there. The president lives and works there. There aren't security cameras recording everything, everyone going in and out?
So you just said it. What's right there where that cubbyhole is? The Situation Room. So the area that we're talking about is a very sensitive area. A lot of individuals pass through that area. People that don't need to be on camera, we should not be on camera. So is there good security, especially in the outer perimeter? As far as it comes to camera footage, yes. But when you get into the interior, these are very delicate areas. So there's an issue or limited when it comes to CCTV.
How many entrances are there into the White House?
There are many entrances. There are some of the main entrances. We have the South Ground, the North Grounds, the West Exec. West Exec is typically staff, and it's actually the way I would go into work, and tour guests for the West Wing. Then we have the North Grounds where we get sometimes VIPs coming in, press coming in. Then South Grounds, which is where the helicopter is out, Marine One and all that. But then we also have East Wing. There's so many entrances coming in.
Do the president and his family use, I mean, not the president, obviously, but does the president's family, any Biden family members use that entrance?
They will not. So typically that entrance, because there's been a lot of speculation or words being said about a close family member of the president being maybe a suspect. Here's the thing. Protectees don't typically come in from that entrance. That is staff.
Protectees meaning family members with Secret Service protection.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Evy Poumpouras, thanks so much for putting it to rest and clarifying everything for us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.